Okay, hello team. My name is Mahesh. In this video, we are looking into the VPC flow logs and why we use a VPC flow log and the overall architecture of the VPC flow log. We'll basically look what is the from the basics itself. What is the VPC flow log? It's why we use the VPC flow log. Why we need a VPC flow log to monitor the incoming and outgoing traffic that is hitting to coming inside to the VPC and going out to the VPC, how we can store the logs and how we can store the logs through the S3 buckets, or how we can easily able to access the logs from the S3 buckets, how we can take the actions, how we can create the flow of the logs inside the lambda functions. All those things we are looking into this video itself. And basically in this video we are creating the VPC, and inside the VPC we are creating the two subnets, and we are creating some resources, such as in this case we have created the EC2 instances, but those services can be easily replaceable with the other things as well, other AWS services as well. So just we can see what is the thing, what is the overall thing. So basically, so the VPC flow log will monitor the network, the detailed monitoring of the VPC, and the network is flowing inside the VPC as well and going outside the VPC. Those things are monitored by the VPC flow logs. It includes the source IP, the destination IP addresses, the ports, the protocols, and the data volume that are sent, that come inside and go outside to the network. So there are such things. There are multiple VPC logs that we can create. There are some limitations and there are some advantages of using the VPC flow logs, and there are some disadvantages also. So the advantages of the VPC flow log. Throughout we can able to monitor like we can able to monitor the specific subnet. We can able to monitor the specific. We can set up the VPC flow log for the entire VPC as well. So we can monitor. We can set up the VPC flow log for the particular subnet as well. We can like the particular subnet or the particular I can say service itself. So for that particular service, we can set up a VPC flow log. So the VPC flow log can include the connect that the request is coming from the VPC peering connections, VPNs connections, or from the internet or from the other AWS accounts. So those things are entirely managed with the VPC flow log. So the VPC flow log will store all those logs into the S3 buckets or any Azure blob storage, or any place you would like to. It will store the logs on that particular zone itself. So the importance of the VPC flow log, you can say, it include the importance of the VPC flow log. It will expand the network visibility. The VPC flow log can detail the visibility into the traffic patterns that are coming into your VPC. This is useful to understand the network behavior, identifying the bottlenecks, the network latency issue, and unexpected traffic behaviors. So it will also provide to secure monitoring. The VPC flow log can help to detect the potential security threats and capturing the doing some analysis onto network traffic, set up the alerts, and you can use the non-standard ports request, or you can block the certain domains or traffic from the reaching inside to a VPCs as well. So you can also look for the troubleshooting and the performance optimizations you can do with the using the VPC flow logs. It will diagnostics the issue. You can use the security policies. You can monitoring the traffic to reaching to the instances. You can determine the direction of the traffic and essential troubleshooting problems you can do with that. Can do audit with that. So VPC Flowlog can work with the specific range of the VPC Flowlog can work with the specific type of string itself. So we can see that later on. What is how we can see the requests that are hitting to our VPC itself. So let's go, and we need first of all we need to create a bucket itself in the S3 itself. To create a bucket, it has created the default region. So bucket for the VPC Flow Logs bucket hyphen v1. So this is the bucket we are using. ACLs is visible, block public access. So I'm keeping the things by default. Enable version, no, not needed. And yeah, just create one bucket. So the bucket has been created. What we need to do now? So we need to create a VPC. So just go on the VPC section. Inside the VPCs, we need to create one VPC. Um, create a VPC, VPC only, VPC flow logs, flow logs, VPC, VPC flow logs, I can say. For the CIDR range, I'm using the 10.0.1.0.0 slash 16. So I'll get um, a larger IP sets. I'm not changing anything. Just click create on create VPC. VPC has been created. We need to create a subnets now. So just select the VPC, uh, public subnet. Okay, the flow logs, public subnet v1. Sorry, not the v1. Um, 1A. So this I'm using the 1A availability zone. So 10.0.1.0. I'm using that particular range of IP address, CIDR range I can say, and it is I'm using the availability zone as a south one. Create subnet. I need to create another subnet. I need to create a private subnet. So all the things are same. Just I need to create a private subnet. So create subnet, says VPC, uh, private subnet. So it is also in the same availability zone. And the range of the IP address I'm choosing 10.2.0 slash 24. So this is the subnet range I am choosing. Route table, I need to create two route tables. For the one is for the public and another one for the private. So uh, flow logs public RT route table inside this particular VPC. Create route table, and another route table I need to create for the private flow logs, private RT. So for RT means route table and the flow logs. So create route table. Those two route tables are created. So what we need to do now? We need to create an so according to the architecture, we don't need to create anything. For the internet gateway, we need to create one flow log IGW. This will connect, we'll attach this particular flow logs to our VPC itself. And for our public route table, we will provide the access to the internet. So just edit routes 0.0 internet gateway and the internet gateway for the flow logs. Click on save changes. So the public subnet will access the internet now. And yeah, so all those things are done. We don't need to provide any internet inside the private subnet for now. So just go on the EC2 section. We need to create two EC2 instances. So one is residing on the public subnet and one is residing on the private subnet. So just go uh, public subnet 1A. So you can name whatever you want. Just go on to select the key pair. We need to create one public public subnet. Create key pair name. Click on edit network setting. Select the VPC that we have created and select the public subnet that we have created. We need to allow the allow the automatic IP addressing, and we can choose the default security group that we have. So launch instance. On the instances, this is public subnet. We need to create private subnet as well. Uh, private subnet 1A. So the private subnet will create another private key. Private subnet. So we have created the private subnet key. We need to select the flow logs and the private subnet. So private subnet is by default selected. Okay, we don't need to provide any public IP address for that. Default subnet and click on launch instance. So this instance is launched. We have launched two EC2 instances. One is the public and one is the private EC2 instance. So just refresh once, you will see the two EC2 instances are running. And just go on the VPCs again. And we have created the almost architecture. We need to create the one flow log itself. So just go on VPC, right click on that, create a flow log. The flow log name, so logs S3. We have created flow logs for the S3. The filter, the type of the traffic you want to capture. We need to capture all the traffic that are fitting to the VPC, and we want to store that to the S3 bucket. So the maximum aggregation time is for the 1 minute, and bucket ARN. Okay, the max aggregation time we can set to default as a 10 minute, and the S3 bucket ARN we need to provide. So I'm on the S3 console, go on S3. So I need to go inside my bucket itself, and I just need to provide the ARN for my bucket. So the go on permissions, select the policy, and this is my ARN. So I just need to provide over here. So uh, for to I need to create the access as well. So just go on a policy generator, add statement, a VPC, not a VPC endpoint. I just need to access I need to do action. Okay, I don't need to change anything. Just go and create a VPC flow log. So the VPC flow log has been created, and we'll see, is there any objects are created? Yeah, there's objects are created. So there's no such objects are created yet, but we need to do some kind of a testing on that. So just go on the EC2 itself, and inside the EC2, we need to access the private EC2 instance, and we forward some request on that. So just go on my EC2 instance, connect it from the root user, connect. So the root user has been connected. I need to use the private PEM file. Edit. This is the private PEM file, and I just need to use that private PEM file over here. So just I need to edit the inbound in that 80, edit the inbound, add the inbound rule, HTTP traffic, HTTP from anywhere, and SSH traffic. So I just need to add those two traffic, SSH, and yeah, save rules. So we can able to access the EC2 instance now. And for the private subnet as well, we need to do some modifications onto security group. So yeah, just wait for a second, and we should able to do some we should able to take access to that machine. So yeah, save changes from anywhere on or traffic SSH from anywhere and HTTP from anywhere. So okay, the SSH is overlapping. Okay, just save rules. Okay, we have added those two. We have allowed those two EC2 instance to take SSH and to communicate with each other. So just need to take the SSH of public EC2 instance and click on root, connect. So we are establishing the connection. Uh, just it will take little time. Okay, there is some issue in the public subnet. Okay, just go on the VPC section itself, and we haven't allowed our route tables, public route table, subnet association. We haven't added any subnets. So for the public, I just added for the public route table, add the subnet association, and for the private, I just go on subnet association, edit, and private route table. So now we should able to access our EC2 instance, hopefully. So Yeah, as you can see, we have able to access. Okay, so let's just create the vim test.ppm, the private key that we have. So I just need to copy paste the content from here to there, paste, and chmod 400 test.pem, read only access SSH, the private EC2 private IP address of our private subnet, and I just need to go on the details, private subnet, and paste the IP address. Um, SSH-I test.pem root at the rate test.pem. Okay, so yeah, EC2 hyphen user we need to log in. EC2 hyphen user. Yeah, be able to log into the private subnet with the jump host. I just need to do yum install httpd. Okay, sudo hyphen I yum install httpd. So it will install the Apache package in my system, and I just need to edit some file, edit the file inside my www.html, so I can able to access the things. So what I can do, I just also provide my private EC2 instance to network. I also provide the my private EC2 instance to a network interface. So I just add the public IP address to my EC2 instance. So just a private EC2 instance as well. So just go on to networking part, uh, manage the IP addresses, go over here, auto assign the public IP address and save. So the IP address will automatically assign to this particular machine, and we should able to access that thing over here. So just wait. What we can do on that time, meantime, we can install the HTTP package. Yum update hyphen y. So just wait little time. It is updating the repository because we haven't added any. I can say we haven't provided any route for to. We haven't provided any network inside our private subnet. So that's why it is not able to get. Go on a NAT gateway, create NAT gateway, test NAT gateway, call to flow logs into public subnet one. We need to allow elastic IP and create NAT gateway. So the NAT gateway will take little time. So access the resource. Just wait for some time. It will get on the start, get on active state, and we should able to access the internet inside that particular private subnet. So just wait for some time. Okay, on NAT gateway is active. Just go on the route tables quickly and click on routes, edit routes. This is my private subnet. Just select internet gateway. Not the internet gateway, NAT gateway, I can say NAT gateway. This is my NAT gateway and save changes. So my private EC2 instance can able to access the internet now. So if you can see, it is connected to the internet and it is updating the repository right now. So yeah, the repository is updated up to date. Yeah, we install HTTPD. It is installed the package. I just remove the default contents from the HTTPD rm-rf var www.html. Okay, remove star v vi and var www.html mktr-p var www.html. So vim vi var www.html index.html. So inside that we need to we need to add some echo command. So just use the index.html default page, index index.html default page, default code, basic syntax. You can use that inside our VPC, inside that particular machine. Doc type, and I don't need to use the paragraph. I just need to title. Go on uh, VPC Flow log server. So just we have placed this. We just need to restart the service once. System restart HTTPD and enable as well. Enable. So we have enabled the service and service has been restarted. So just what we can do, we don't need to do anything. Just we need to access the service with the public IP address. We just refresh this page and we should able to access the service. Okay, there is no incoming traffic that we have set up. So just use the instance ID or the private subnet. So just go on the S3 bucket itself inside the flow logs. This is the flow logs folder. AP South 1 2024 10 14. This is the IP sets that it has generated. So just if you can see or if you can open this particular thing. So just options allow. Not I need to just open that particular thing. So objects, object URL S3 URL, not this thing. Object URL. Yeah. Okay, we don't have access to object URL. I need to use the bucket as a public. So I don't not I'm not going to do that, but uh, bucket. Yeah, just go on S3 again. VPC flow logs, the particular time, episode 1, 2024, 10, 14, and this is the .gz formats. So inside that, the encryption, the access reports are stored. So if you can save that, and if you can analyze that particular thing, so if you can see, it has stored the all the outputs. This is my account ID. This is the interface ID that I have worked on. This is my source IP address. This is my destination IP address. This is the port number and the many other details, the connection type and the start block and the end block, start byte, end byte. The protocol is used. The packet are sent. It is basically all the reports that are that the request is come inside the VPC section itself. So this is the overall logs that is stored inside our VPC S3 bucket itself. So that is the thing. So if we can't able to access the is our private bucket, it's a private EC2 instance itself. So what we can do, we can able to access that EC2 instance by using that public EC2 instance. So just to go on EC2 setting itself, connect to that machine, public machine, and by using the private EC2 private IP address of that machine, this is my IP space A. This is my private IP of my private EC2 instance and curl private IP. And if you can see, this is my IP address, and it will store this log will store to my uh, VPC flow logs buckets itself. So if you can see over here, it will take a little time to store the blocks, to store the logs itself. But yeah, so if you can see, if you can see the latest one, is replace it. So in the if you can analyze this particular data carefully, so if you're able to see the correct logs that are created. So that is the overall purpose of the VPC flow logs itself. You can able to monitor the entire request that are coming inside a VPC and going outside to the VPC. And there is also some advantages. You can filter out the logs, you can filter out the depending on specific tags. You can use the S3. You can use that S3 buckets. You can integrate with the Lambda function to do some kind of a like analysis on that particular data. So particular you can block the particular CIDR blocks or those things you can uh, do with this thing. So yeah, that's it for today. If you if you if you want to look if you want to see um the more things such as you can integrate with the Lambda functions, you can just you can we can see that thing later on how we can do that. So for now, don't need to use that 2 instance and as well as delete the resources that you have created, the VPCs, flow logs, and the network NACLs and the like the um, buckets and all those things you need to delete. And yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.